See you later, guys. Bye. 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 Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Am I looking forward to this. Greetings everybody, and welcome back to the landscape. Today is a very exciting day. Those of you who know me personally, you will know all about this. Sorry, I was just checking the volume. You'll know about my circumstances. But for those of you who don't know, today is, as near as makes no odds, and aside from one dawn outing in bluebell season and a one-day photography workshop with Sigma UK with one of their ambassadors, today is 11 months since I was out with my camera in the landscape, exploring locations, trying to create images. Now, probably doesn't look that way from the content on my YouTube channel, but it's no secret the way that I manage my YouTube channel is to take time out, record some footage, make the videos, upload them and schedule them in order that the channel stays running whilst I go and deal with life and everything else that's going on. And that is exactly what's been happening. I've had a lot of life to deal with over the last 11 months. But today is an exciting day. Hello, Moo Cow. Hi, buddy. Hello, mate. How you doing? Today is a very exciting day. First day out. Managed to get some time, come away somewhere brand new, and I'm out. I'm out in the landscape again, and oh my word, just look at this place. You know, look, there's the cow that I said hello to just now. But it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. So, I'm out, brand new location. What's going to be the topic for today's video? I think it's just going to be me out with my camera, to be perfectly fair. I don't think there's going to be any lessons or anything particularly learned. Aside from, so I am acutely aware that in those 11 months, all of those things that we all take for granted with our camera kit, a lot of it will have been not forgotten, but it'll be a little bit rusty. So I am fully expecting, oh yeah, that's a big puddle. I am fully expecting to make some mistakes and kind of get back on the horse, if you like. It's a bit like, what's the analogy I was thinking of? the difference between a road car and a racing car. Racing cars go blooming fast, and you don't realise how fast you're going until you need to hit the brake. And that's kind of what's going to happen. Hello. That's what's going to happen today. I'm going to be going so fast, and then I'm going to look at the result and go, oh, hang on a minute. I need to just think about that a little bit more. So, come with me on a day out. Hiya, buddy. Come with me on a day out where hopefully, hopefully, I don't make too many mistakes. Let's go and explore. I don't really need the rain right now. That's not on. To be fair, it was forecast. I still wish it would go away, but it was forecast. I think I need to come and collect you because I don't think you're waterproof, rainproof, weatherproof, whatever. And just as quickly as the rain came, it's gone. Right, but we're going to need to move quickly because it was forecast. Now, what's happened is I have been met by a body of moving water. I was working my way around this lake, and I was having to negotiate some water courses, and you can probably hear it in the background. This particular body of moving water here, it's big, and it's got a lot of water moving in it because of the rain that we've had in the region over the last few days. Now, there are going to be some of you who will say, Hugh, stop being a wimp, it's only water. But I've seen people lose their kit, damage their kit, injure themselves because they've tried to get around a body of water. And with this being my first time out in a long time, I have no intention of taking a silly risk. But let me just spin you round. Anybody that knows me will know that I cannot resist a scene like that. I just can't. And a bit like what I was saying in the intro about getting back on the horse and making all those mistakes, well, why wouldn't you go for a subject that you are inherently interested in? And those of you who have followed this channel for a while, you will know that I cannot resist a moving body of water. So I'm going to put you looking at the back of the camera, and then we're going to explore this scene, and then we're going to try and create an image of it. Okie dokie. So there is the back of my Sigma fpL. I'm just going to brighten the image up a little bit. What I'm going to do now is just play with the composition, play with the items that are in the frame, make sure they tell the right story, are they in balance with each other. I'm going to choose the point of focus. I think I'm going to make that little bit of shrubbery down in the foreground. like so. Yeah, so I'm trying to position myself so I'm shielding the camera from the light so you can see it. But so the obvious draw is the body of water, the noise, but also a little bit of the color and the motion. I'm coming in from the left. You can't quite see it. You get a little bit of grass, but there is a slight slope here, which then starts in a body of water, which then drops down again. The sweep of the land is in that direction. This body of water obviously drops down and moves in that direction. I've not tried a polarizer. I'm going to try it without a polarizer and then see what it looks like. I focused on this little bush here, which you might not be able to see, but it's got some little yellow leaves or yellow flowers on it, and that color complements the color of the water. So let's just bring up the histogram. Whoa, oh, that's because I brightened the image up. Take it back a bit just to control that highlight there. Okay, happy with that. Point of focus is okay. I'm at f16, which means I should be sharp from this object right to the very back. Ah, self-timer. Remember me telling you about those lessons? Have I got the self-timer on? Yes, I have. Self-timer, ISO 100, DNG plus a JPEG, 3x2, largest image. Okay, cool. Now I can take the image. Self-timer, click. Excellent. Right, let's just review the result and have a look. Histogram's under control. Got a tiny blinky there, but I know from experience that that will be okay. So now I think I'm going to try it again, this time with a polarizer on. Okay, all right, so I didn't bother obviously showing you putting the polarizer on. I'm pretty sure you can imagine that for yourself. I've already given the polarizer a spin. It doesn't make much difference, but the difference it does make is up here, where this little falls over the rock. If I turn the polarizer, you can see that it's got really bright. If I turn the polarizer down, it just darkens it down ever so slightly, so it's not quite so prevalent. I don't know, do you know, the difference is so small, I'm not sure it's really gonna do anything, but in the spirit of experimentation, I'm gonna reduce the exposure by 0.3, which is what I did previously. Self-timer, take the image. I don't know, I'll make up my mind when I get home as to whether that little bit of distraction up there is a distraction and worth doing something about. Now, whilst I've been stood here, I actually noticed a quite convenient little rock just to my left, which I'm not sure if I can show it to you or not, but just there, right opposite the bank. So I am actually going to throw caution to the wind, literally, and see whether I can actually get across that little watercourse. Right, I'm kind of chancing the weather, but I'm just going to go with it. I've actually come down to the shore of this lake, and I was actually drawn to that little building over there. I've no idea what the building is, but it's there and it's part of the landscape here. What I've tried to do is try and find some association in objects. Something in the foreground, the building, and then something in the background. And that means I'm probably going to have to go portrait for this particular scene, but this also enables me to demonstrate a principle, something I've demonstrated before on this channel, but let me just get set up and then I'll show you very quickly what that principle is that actually will make a big difference to this particular image. So let me set you up down there and we'll get set up. So before we go too much further, let's just demonstrate this principle. It's all to do with the height of the camera in relation to the objects. So we've got this body of water here, which from this height, I'm stood up, it's quite large. It's you could almost say it cuts through the picture. If I lower myself down, and you saw me doing that with the tripod, can you see how you reduce the impact of that line really significantly? It needs to be there because it's part of the relationship between the objects, but getting down low just reduces its significance. It doesn't vie for our attention quite so much. I've also used a polarizer. You saw me do that as well, and that actually just helps to take some of the glare off, and I'll show you what that looks like now on the back of the camera. Okay, so now you're looking at the back of the camera. You can quite clearly see the scene, some rocks in the foreground, that little structure, the mountain behind, and then the sky. I've artificially brightened the image so that you can see it. If I bring it down, you can see there's quite a lot of mood up here, up in the sky. Might have to put a grad on for that actually, but let me just demonstrate the impact of the polarizer. So that's it at its sort of, it's not really doing anything. And the bit to watch, of course, is the brightness or the relative brightness of the water in the scene. So let me just spin it. And can you see there? It does take an awful lot of the glare off. It's still there. It's still recognizable as a body of water, but now it's not vying so hard for my attention. Now, what I would say is right now, the sky's vying for my attention. So I'm going to put a grad on. Okay, here we go. So I'm actually just going to watch the back of my camera as the grad comes in. Yeah, that makes a big difference. And you can see the impact on the histogram as well. I can brighten it up a little bit. In post-processing, I am definitely going to have to do something with the building to brighten the building up a little bit, because the building is here. In fact, let me just, there we go. The building is there, but it's really not very noticeable. But that's all right. I can sort that out in software, at least make it more noticeable in software. In terms of focus, I am going to focus on these grasses in the foreground, like so. I am at f16. I can do, on this camera, I can do a depth of field preview. So I'm just going to do that. And yeah, building still looks nice and sharp. So that's fine. Right, take the image. Oh, hang on, let's just check the histogram. Yep, that looks good. Lovely. Wait for it to write to the card. And as I always do, I always review it. Yep, histogram looks good. Composition looks good. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. I think I might actually go for a second interpretation. In fact, I might do it as a square. How do you get to a square? There we go. What I might do is just come up a little bit so that the foreground's not quite so heavy. This time, focus on the building. Like so. I'll lift the grad up a wee bit because I've altered the composition. Still need the grad. There we go. So a quick look at the histogram. That looks fine. Yeah, take that one as well. Lovely. There we go. 2, maybe even 3 really nice images from one trip out, first trip out in quite a long time. Having a ball, really enjoying the experience, learning a few things, relearning a few things. Fortunately, at the minute, although I've not seen the final images, of course, not making many mistakes either. Okay, so I've changed position, partially to get out of the wind, but also because my Osmo Pocket here was starting to complain about its battery charge. I think actually it's calling time on me. It's gradually getting worse and worse in terms of holding battery charge. But I'm going to leave this video here with just those 2 images. I think that the lesson, if you like, for me from this experience is I've gone out. I'm not expecting to create belting competition winning images. That's not the point. The point is to get out, have a bit of fun, blow the cobwebs away. And okay, so I didn't get stunning light and stunning conditions, but you know what? If stunning light and stunning conditions happens in the next 10 minutes, I probably feel a lot more ready and a lot more prepared for it after having such a dry spell away from the camera. So for me, it's been a fantastic experience and a hell of a lot of fun. And maybe I've got a couple of usable images out of it, images that, I don't know, probably make it into a camera club talk or something like that. But if you ever have an occasion where you have a little bit of a creative dry spell, I think what I would preach to you is to do what I've just done. Go out, have a play, have fun. Don't expect fantastic results. Expect to make mistakes. Expect to double check things. Try as much as you possibly can and just enjoy it. Get it out of your system and then be ready for the next occasion where everything needs to be firing on all thrusters for that, fantastic opportunity, fantastic light, call it what you will, whatever. So I hope this one has been useful and interesting. It's certainly been a hell of a lot of fun for me. I've really enjoyed my first couple of hours out in the landscape, tramping around, just having a laugh. and it's been brilliant. I've loved it. And I'm now looking forward to my next location and my next outing. And also I feel just a little bit more prepared. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please consider becoming a subscriber. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. But until we're out in the landscape again, please take care, stay safe and stay well. Cheerio for now. Where am I going to go next?